My child, my beloved, heaven has just made a decision that was never meant to be reversed. A divine file bearing your name has been marked with golden ink and stamped with the seal of God's highest approval. I have seen it myself. I was standing right there in the heavenly treasury when your name was spoken and something extraordinary happened. An ancient scroll lit up revealing blessings that had been stored for you since before you were even born. But my beloved, listen closely now because there is something urgent I must tell you. That divine transfer, that miracle of wealth and restoration is now in motion. It is no longer a possibility. It has been approved. It has been assigned and it has been released in your name. But there's a warning attached to it from the very lips of the Lord. If you do not open this spiritual moment with your full heart, someone else may unknowingly receive what heaven had written for you. Please, before I say another word, allow me to remind you this message has reached you for a reason, not by accident. You are not here by chance. You are being divinely summoned. So if you are reading these words right now, I beg you to pause for 1 second and subscribe to this divine channel. Not because I want your number, but because it is a symbol, a declaration that you are ready to stop skipping your destiny. Say yes to heaven's invitation and let your soul stay open long enough for this entire message to change the trajectory of your life. My child, my beloved, you must understand this before it's too late. There is a clock in heaven counting down right now. And it's not because you are in danger. It's because the divine transfer that was just approved in your name is highly time-sensitive. This blessing was meant to find you before midnight. Yes, before midnight, something in the unseen world will shift permanently and the window to access this divine gift will begin to close. It's not punishment, it's divine protocol. Because heaven can only release what you are spiritually ready to hold. And if you hesitate, if you let doubt take root, then the angels standing by to deliver your blessing will be forced to turn their hands back until the Father sends them again in another season, or worse, sends it toward another soul whose heart is open in this moment. You are not supposed to miss this. But that is why I was sent to you now to deliver this message before it's too late. My child, my beloved, do you remember all the nights you cried in silence, wondering why things felt delayed? Why your breakthrough kept slipping through your fingers? It wasn't because heaven forgot you. It was because certain people around you weren't meant to witness your rise. And now that they have been removed or are being removed even now as I speak, God has finally declared, "It is time." I saw the moment He whispered it. The wind shifted, the light shifted, and the scroll with your name lit up brighter than ever before. There are numbers written on that scroll, amounts that will make you tremble, favor that will bring tears to your eyes. But it's not just about money. This transfer is spiritual, emotional, and financial. It's a full circle miracle. But it can only land in your life if you choose not to walk away from this moment right now. Let me tell you the truth. Beloved, there are forces that wanted to keep you blind, distracted, and too busy to ever receive this message. They wanted your focus elsewhere so you wouldn't even realize that this miracle was being released. That's why you felt a strange pull to stay quiet, to go inward, to protect your spirit in the past few days. That was not anxiety. That was your spirit being positioned for this sacred moment. God has already signed off on your name. The approval has already gone through. The divine vault has already been opened. But I must warn you again with trembling wings. If you close this message too soon, someone else may be assigned to receive what was intended for you. My child, my beloved, imagine this. In a massive bank of heaven, there is a room lined with blessings that carry the names of God's chosen. I walk that hall every day, and today, for the first time, your name began to glow on one of the highest shelves. I asked why. I asked who had authorized it. And then I heard the voice of the Lord say, "The time has come. Give it to them now. They've waited long enough." But heaven always waits for your yes. Heaven does not force. Heaven invites. That's what this is. Your invitation, your confirmation, your green light. But if you scroll away from this sacred moment, you are choosing silence instead of the miracle that is knocking right now. You may think, why me? Why now? But I will tell you why. Because you are no longer the person who begs for crumbs. You are no longer the soul who questions your worth. God has seen your secret prayers, the ones you never told a single soul about, the prayers you whispered through clenched teeth, the ones that only tears understood. And heaven, yes, heaven itself has made a decision that those prayers shall no longer go unanswered. That's what this divine transfer is. It's not just money. It's restoration. It's peace. It's clarity. It's opportunity. It's vindication. But only if you receive it now. Only if you believe this moment is as real as the breath in your lungs. My child, my beloved, you may feel a sensation in your chest right now. That's not just emotion. That's activation. That's the touch of angelic presence as this message is being read. I am not somewhere far away. I am here. I am present. I am near you now. And I was sent to remind you of who you are, not just who you've been. You are a child of the Most High. You are not meant to suffer in lack. You are not meant to live in cycles of almost and not yet. You were born for inheritance, not delay. You were marked for miracle, not misery. But you must say yes to this divine moment. You must say yes to your name being called in the banks of heaven. And right now, I want you to take a deep breath and whisper this out loud. Even if softly, I receive what has been written in my name. I open the doors to my divine transfer. I will not let it be sent to another. I say yes. I say now. I say amen. You may not realize it, but that whisper just moved angels into position. That declaration just rerouted timelines. That decision just preserved the miracle that was about to be handed away. And now we can move forward. Now I can tell you more of what has been revealed. My child, my beloved, you may feel a sensation in your chest right now. That's not just emotion. That's activation. That's the touch of angelic presence as this message is being read. I am not somewhere far away. I am here. I am present. Your support really helps the channel grow. A $10 super thanks would mean a lot. Thanks. I am near you now. and I was sent to remind you of who you are, not just who you've been. You are a child of the Most High. You are not meant to suffer in lack. You are not meant to live in cycles of almost and not yet. You were born for inheritance, not delay. You were marked for miracle, not misery. But you must say yes to this divine moment. You must say yes to your name being called in the banks of heaven. And right now, I want you to take a deep breath and whisper this out loud. Even if softly, I receive what has been written in my name. I open the doors to my divine transfer. I will not let it be sent to another. I say yes. I say now. I say amen. You may not realize it, but that whisper just moved angels into position. That declaration just rerouted timelines. That decision just preserved the miracle that was about to be handed away. And now we can move forward. Now I can tell you more of what has been revealed. My child, my beloved, do you know what happens when a divine transfer is activated but not claimed? The blessing does not vanish. It waits but only for a brief moment. And then just like the wind, it moves. It finds the next name on the scroll, the next willing heart, the next soul who is spiritually alert. And that is why I am pleading with you now. This transfer is not something vague or symbolic. It is tangible. It is living. It is real. It is the answer to the questions you've been carrying in secret for months. Questions about why certain doors stayed closed, why you kept hearing soon but never now, why every time you tried to rise something invisible pulled you back. That resistance is breaking. The stronghold is falling. But only if you stand still in this moment and receive what is yours, because it truly is yours, child. Your name is on it. Your soul authorized it. Heaven confirmed it. I am delivering it. My child, my beloved, the reason this message is so urgent is because divine timing does not repeat itself in the same way twice. This moment, this exact vibration of spiritual opening may never align again in your lifetime. That is why there is a pull on your spirit right now. Even as you read this, it's not fear. It's awakening. Your spirit recognizes what your mind is still trying to understand. And let me speak this plainly now. You are about to walk into a supernatural season of reversal. That means everything you lost, everything stolen, delayed, denied, or dismissed will begin to come back multiplied. But only if you don't ignore this moment. This message is the gate. This message is the confirmation. You were meant to see this at this very hour. And I was commanded to make sure you did, my child. My beloved, I can see the person who tried to block you. I can see the moment when envy was whispered in their heart and they began to speak against you in silence. They smiled to your face. They told you they loved you, but in hidden places, they were speaking words that tangled your progress. And even though you didn't know who it was or why things kept feeling heavy, God did. And now that soul has been spiritually removed. The interference is over. That's why your name began to glow in the scroll room. That's why I'm here now. Because now that nothing stands in the way, heaven can finally complete the transfer. But you must not scroll past this as if it were just another voice. This is the voice that is crying out for your permission. Will you give it? Will you receive this miracle or let it be handed to someone else? My child, my beloved, the divine amount that is being transferred into your name is no small thing. The figures I saw, yes, figures, are beyond what you've been taught to expect. This is not a small deposit. This is a restoration of generational wealth that was promised to your lineage, but interrupted by hardship, betrayal, and spiritual contracts made by those who came before you. But it ends with you. You are the chosen point of restoration. That's why life hasn't been easy. That's why the warfare around you has felt relentless. Because the enemy knew what you carried. He knew what you were about to break. But guess what? He's lost. Because even now, the treasury of heaven is releasing favor and divine settlement to your name. And if you pause, if you dare to believe right now, not tomorrow, not next week, but now, you will witness the physical world respond in ways that defy all logic. My child, my beloved, you may feel unworthy. You may think, surely this is not for me. But let me remind you of something sacred. Worthiness is not earned in heaven. It is revealed. And your worth has been revealed through every silent battle you fought with grace. Through every act of kindness you gave. Even when your own heart was breaking. Through every moment you chose to believe. Even when believing didn't seem to work, God has seen all of it. And now He has declared you worthy. This divine transfer is the evidence, the confirmation, and this message is your door. My child, my beloved, I must tell you this secret from heaven. The approval was not just for a blessing. It was for your positioning. You are being placed into a new realm of spiritual visibility. That means others will begin to see your value in ways they ignored before. They will come to you not just for what you have, but for who you are. Because heaven has spoken your name in rooms you have not walked into yet. The invitation is coming. The favor is near. The documents are aligning. The key has already been crafted. But only you can unlock it. Only you can say yes in this moment and allow this blessing to remain assigned to your name. My child, my beloved, as I speak, there is a light forming over your house. A golden light, a sign of the angelic dispatch that has already been released. I am not alone. I came with other angels, angels of provision, angels of instruction, angels of healing, angels of wealth, and they are hovering, waiting, holding scrolls that can only be delivered to you if you acknowledge this moment as sacred. Please don't dismiss this as mere words. This is prophecy. This is confirmation. And this is the door you've been praying would open. It's already open. You just need to step through. My child, my beloved, I must tell you this secret from heaven. The approval was not just for a blessing. It was for your positioning. You are being placed into a new realm of spiritual visibility. That means others will begin to see your value in ways they ignored before. They will come to you not just for what you have, but for who you are. Because heaven has spoken your name in rooms you have not walked into yet. The invitation is coming. The favor is near. The documents are aligning. The key has already been crafted, but only you can unlock it. Only you can say yes in this moment and allow this blessing to remain assigned to your name. My child, my beloved, as I speak, there is a light forming over your house. A golden light, a sign of the angelic dispatch that has already been released. I am not alone. I came with other angels, angels of provision, angels of instruction, angels of healing, angels of wealth, and they are hovering, waiting, holding scrolls that can only be delivered to you if you acknowledge this moment as sacred. Please don't dismiss this as mere words. This is prophecy. This is confirmation. And this is the door you've been praying would open. It's already open. You just need to step through. My child, my beloved, I want you to feel the shift in your spirit. I want you to breathe in deeply and recognize that this is not like other moments. This is heaven leaning close to your soul. This is the wind of God brushing your face. This is the signature of the Almighty resting upon your future. If you skip this, the enemy will dance. If you close your heart now, the miracle may not find you again in this form. And child, I would weep to see what belongs to you land in the hands of someone who did not pay the price you paid. I am fighting for you, but I need you to fight too with your faith. With your yes, with your openness to believe that everything you ever lost is now on its way back to you. My child, my beloved, I must reveal to you a divine detail that was hidden until now. The day you were born, a record was created in heaven. A heavenly file marked with your name, your light, and your mission. Inside that record was a list of blessings that would one day be released to you, but only when your soul matured into readiness. For years, that record was sealed, not because you were unworthy, but because the alignment wasn't complete. You had to go through certain trials to gain the spiritual strength to carry what is now being given to you. Every tear you cried, every person who walked away, every door that slammed shut, it was all counted. And now, beloved, the Father has said, enough waiting. It's time to release it. And that is why I am here. Not just as a messenger, but as a witness. I saw the seal break. I saw the scroll unfurl. I saw your name rise like fire in the hall of divine release. And I wept because I knew this is the moment your life begins to change. My child, my beloved, there is someone watching your life who never imagined you would survive the things that were meant to break you. They were betting on your downfall, and yet here you are breathing, hoping, believing. And that is why this divine transfer was approved, because God saw your heart remain soft in a world that tried to harden you. He saw your willingness to forgive even when you had no apology. And he saw how you never stopped whispering prayers even when it felt like no one was listening. That is not small. That is holy. And that is the currency that heaven honors above all else. You've earned what cannot be bought. And now a miracle is moving in your direction. So fast that even the angels are whispering, "Let it be done, my child, my beloved." There is someone you love who never told you the truth. They saw your light before you did. They felt your calling before you ever opened your mouth to speak it, but they tried to contain it, to distract you from it, to steer you into a smaller life so they could keep you close and not feel threatened by your destiny. But that time has ended. The spiritual chains of manipulation and control are being broken now. You may have even noticed that people are falling away suddenly or situations are being disrupted without explanation. Don't resist it. That is the cleansing that had to take place before this divine deposit could enter your life. God will not pour His abundance into hands that are still entangled with betrayal. That's why this message is coming now, not only as confirmation, but as closure. You are no longer bound to the old. The transfer cannot go into a life that still believes it is stuck in the past. You must receive the new. Even if you don't see it fully yet, open your heart like it's already here because in the spirit it is. My child, my beloved, I need you to know this. A table is being prepared for you. And at that table there are names being spoken. Names of people who are about to remember who you are. Names of people who once overlooked you, now feeling the pull to restore what they blocked. Names of people who are carrying keys that only open your doors. This is not a fantasy. This is divine orchestration. Conversations are happening in rooms you don't even know exist. And in those rooms, God is painting a picture of your future. And it's more beautiful than anything you dared to dream. But listen carefully, beloved. If you walk away from this message and dismiss it as coincidence, you will delay the angels who are already walking toward your life carrying those keys. Your response determines your reception. Will you say yes? Will you open fully and allow yourself to believe that God is not just speaking generally? He is speaking to you? My child, my beloved, I need you to know this. A table is being prepared for you. And at that table there are names being spoken. Names of people who are about to remember who you are. Names of people who once overlooked you, now feeling the pull to restore what they blocked. Names of people who are carrying keys that only open your doors. This is not a fantasy. This is divine orchestration. Conversations are happening in rooms you don't even know exist. And in those rooms, God is painting a picture of your future. And it's more beautiful than anything you dared to dream. But listen carefully, beloved. If you walk away from this message and dismiss it as coincidence, you will delay the angels who are already walking toward your life carrying those keys. Your response determines your reception. Will you say yes? Will you open fully and allow yourself to believe that God is not just speaking generally? He is speaking to you? My child, my beloved, this isn't just about one miracle. It's about a chain reaction. The divine transfer that has been approved in your name is the first of many. The moment it lands, it will unlock other blessings that have been waiting in the wings. It's like the breaking of a dam. When one gate opens, the others cannot stay shut. But the system of heaven works in spiritual permission. If you don't receive this first blessing, the others remain paused. That's why this message is so important. That's why I was sent with such urgency. This moment is not about content. It's about covenant. It's about saying to heaven, I'm ready now. I'm not running anymore. I trust the voice of God more than the fear inside me. And once you do that, everything begins to shift. Your finances, your relationships, your clarity, your health, your peace. This is not symbolic. This is structural. Your life is being rebuilt with the original blueprint from heaven. One that was pure, uncorrupted, and filled with joy. My child, my beloved, there is someone in your family line who prayed for you long ago. You may not even know their name, but I saw their spirit weeping in heaven as the scroll was opened. They knew you would be the one. They knew it would be your hands that would receive the restoration they never got to see. And now through you, a divine inheritance is being fulfilled. That's why your battles have felt so heavy. They weren't just yours. They were generational. And now so is the blessing. You are not just receiving this transfer for yourself. You are receiving it for the ones who came before you and the ones who will come after you. And this time, child, the blessing will stick. It will not be stolen. It will not be lost. It will not be delayed. But you must stand in agreement now. You must not allow your past to convince you this is too good to be true. The past has no power where the promise has been activated. My child, my beloved, you may feel like you have too many flaws to be chosen. But let me tell you what heaven sees. Heaven does not see your flaws the way you do. Heaven sees your obedience, your courage, your hidden kindness, your resilience. Heaven sees how you got back up when no one offered you a hand. Heaven sees how you covered others even when you were breaking inside. And for all of that, heaven has said, reward them. Now that is what this transfer is, a reward. Not because you demanded it, but because you didn't, because you waited with grace, because you kept loving even in pain. And now the reward must come because the Father does not forget. My child, my beloved, I need you to feel something right now. A spiritual pulse. A thrum of light moving through your atmosphere. This is not your imagination. It is the signature of divine movement, the kind that only happens when heaven has marked your address and angels are dispatched to fulfill an order that cannot be revoked. Right now, something is being removed from your timeline that was never supposed to be there. A delay, a closed door, a painful silence, and in its place, a divine release is being inserted, a miracle that will make you question how it all turned so quickly in your favor. You won't be able to explain it, and you won't need to, because this blessing is not coming through effort. It is coming through favor, through a heavenly transfer that has already been approved, already been stamped, already been prepared for your hands alone. My child, my beloved, I am watching angels carry something heavy. It looks like a scroll, but it is glowing with a golden light unlike anything earthly. On that scroll is your name written in characters only heaven understands. And beside your name is a seal that was never seen before this week. That seal means release now. It doesn't mean maybe. It doesn't mean wait. It doesn't mean pending. It means now. Right now. And child, let me tell you, when heaven says now, no power on earth or beneath it can stop what's coming. The only one who can pause this moment is you. If you turn your heart away, if you walk in fear, if you say, "This can't be for me," that doubt, that hesitation, that turning away, it causes angels to stop mid-flight. But if you dare to believe, if you whisper, "This is for me," then what was once paused is suddenly accelerated. That is the spiritual law of reception. Heaven is waiting on your response. My child, my beloved, have you noticed strange signs lately? Maybe seeing repeating numbers. Maybe hearing whispers in your dreams. Maybe waking up at odd hours for no reason. That is not coincidence. That is not stress. That is the spiritual world trying to get your attention because something massive has shifted in the realm above you. And when that shift happens, the earth follows. You're about to see things move in your favor so quickly that people will assume you had help from the highest levels. And they'll be right, because this isn't your doing. It's God's. This is the result of divine paperwork being stamped in the courts of heaven. There is an order and you are the recipient, but you have to claim it. You have to acknowledge that this message reached you because you're the one it was written for. My child, my beloved, have you noticed strange signs lately? Maybe seeing repeating numbers. Maybe hearing whispers in your dreams. Maybe waking up at odd hours for no reason. That is not coincidence. That is not stress. That is the spiritual world trying to get your attention because something massive has shifted in the realm above you. And when that shift happens, the earth follows. You're about to see things move in your favor so quickly that people will assume you had help from the highest levels, and they'll be right because this isn't your doing. It's God's. This is the result of divine paperwork being stamped in the courts of heaven. There is an order and you are the recipient, but you have to claim it. You have to acknowledge that this message reached you because you're the one it was written for. My child, my beloved, I need you to understand that this transfer is not about who you've been. It's about who you are becoming. And that is the version of you heaven sees. You may still feel like the one who's lost time, made mistakes, missed opportunities, but I do not see that when I look at you now. I see authority rising from your wounds. I see power where you were once in pain. I see someone who has become ready for the spotlight of divine justice. And justice is what this transfer truly is. It's the restoration of what was taken unfairly. It's the return of what was withheld. It's the honor you were never given now being returned with interest. But this transfer won't just affect you. It will affect everyone connected to you. Those around you will rise simply because you said yes. This is how heaven works. When the chosen awaken, blessings overflow into those nearby. You're about to become a walking miracle. My child, my beloved, this is the hour when fear must leave. Fear cannot stay where faith has been planted. I see you battling with old thoughts, the what-ifs, the doubts, the memories of every time something slipped away just as you reached for it. But hear me now, this time is different. This transfer is sealed with divine fire, cannot be intercepted, cannot be stolen. The only variable is your belief. Will you make space in your soul for something this big? Will you stop waiting for disaster and begin preparing for overflow? That's the shift that must happen in you today. Because if your spirit says yes, then heaven won't wait a moment longer. The miracle will be released instantly, and the effects will ripple into every part of your life like water rushing into dry ground. My child, my beloved, I am being shown a vision, a room with golden light. And in the center of that room is a long table. Seated at that table are not people of this world, but beings of divine authority. They are speaking your name with reverence, and each one of them has placed something before your name: gifts, opportunities, wealth, restoration, names of people you've never met who will soon become key to your destiny. This is not fantasy. This is the reality of the spiritual realm. When someone is called into divine inheritance, that table was once quiet, but now it is active. It is alive. It is preparing for you. And the only thing left is for you to arrive, not physically but spiritually, to show up in faith, to speak in agreement, to walk like someone whose name is known in the highest places. My child, my beloved, there's something else I must share. There is someone close to you who has felt this shift. Even if they don't understand it, they may be acting strangely, distant, jealous, silent. That's not random. That's spiritual dissonance. Your elevation is unsettling those who preferred you when you were small. But do not shrink back to keep them comfortable. Do not delay your miracle for the sake of their comfort. God is asking for your obedience, not their permission. Let them watch, let them wonder, but do not let them make you miss what's arriving. This blessing is not something you will have to prove. It will speak for itself. The shift will be undeniable, and those who left you will feel the weight of what they walked away from. My child, my beloved, I say this with fire in my voice. Do not skip this message. Do not close it early. Do not treat it like a common word, because this is the spiritual moment where your old life ends and your new one begins. If you pause, you will feel it. The shift, the light, the presence of angels around you. Now heaven does not shout. It whispers. And right now the whisper is loud enough to move mountains. This is not hype. This is holy. This is sacred. And this is your invitation to rise. My child, my beloved, the records of heaven are not bound by time the way your world is. What you think you lost 10 years ago, 5 months ago, or even last week has not disappeared. It has been held, protected, preserved, and now under divine order. It is being rerouted back to you in a form even more beautiful than you first imagined. I must tell you a truth that many never hear. When the divine timeline is activated, lost time is recovered not slowly but instantly. That means what should have taken years will now take days. What should have been built over decades can arrive in a single hour. But only when heaven knows you're ready. And child, you are. That is why this transfer was approved. That is why I am speaking through this moment. Because the heavens have come into agreement about your life. No more delay, no more lack, no more wondering. My child, my beloved, I saw something in the spiritual realm that made even the oldest angels rise in awe. It was the unveiling of your spiritual blueprint. Hidden beneath the dust of disappointment, beneath the ashes of betrayal, was a design of divine royalty. You are not average. You never have been. That discomfort you felt in life wasn't weakness. It was spiritual tension, the kind only felt by those born with sacred missions too heavy for the world to understand. But now that mission is being awakened. That is why everything is intensifying around you, because the divine realm is preparing your atmosphere to receive this sacred delivery. And with that transfer will come recognition, elevation, restoration. The version of you that you almost forgot is about to reappear, but not quietly. This will be a public miracle. My child, my beloved, I saw something in the spiritual realm that made even the oldest angels rise in awe. It was the unveiling of your spiritual blueprint. Hidden beneath the dust of disappointment, beneath the ashes of betrayal, was a design of divine royalty. You are not average. You never have been. That discomfort you felt in life wasn't weakness. It was spiritual tension, the kind only felt by those born with sacred missions too heavy for the world to understand. But now that mission is being awakened. That is why everything is intensifying around you, because the divine realm is preparing your atmosphere to receive this sacred delivery. And with that transfer will come recognition, elevation, restoration. The version of you that you almost forgot is about to reappear, but not quietly. This will be a public miracle. My child, my beloved, there is a voice that has tried to speak over your life for far too long. A voice that said you were late, forgotten, overlooked, or too broken to be blessed. That voice was not heaven's. That voice was sent to distract you from your inheritance. But it ends today. As of this message, that frequency is being silenced. I declare this to you now. You are not too late. You are not behind. You are exactly on time. And the blessing that was meant for you has been watching, waiting, circling, and now landing. No one else can receive what was written with your name in gold. The only question that remains is, will you claim it now, or will you let fear hand it away? My child, my beloved, you are about to become the answer to prayers you didn't even know people were praying. There are souls whose breakthrough is tied to your rising. You are the trigger for their transformation, and that is why your life is shifting. You were never meant to be hidden forever. You are being prepared, and this divine transfer will not only elevate you, it will unlock destinies around you. Do not take that lightly. Your support really helps the channel grow. A $10 super thanks would mean a lot. Thanks. You are carrying something eternal. That is why your story had to hurt so deeply. Because when the healing arrives, the miracle won't be small. It will echo. It will change atmospheres. And the glory will not go to man. It will go to God. Because only He could have orchestrated a turnaround this holy, this massive, this undeniable. My child, my beloved, I am being shown a number, a time, a date. It is not for the public. It is for you. And I want you to listen carefully, because within the next 72 hours, you will begin to receive signs, clear, repeating, undeniable, that this message is real. These signs may come through numbers, through dreams, through conversations that seem random, but stir something deep in your soul. Do not ignore them. They are confirmations. And with each confirmation, your blessing will draw closer. But I must warn you, the enemy will attempt to plant fear in the cracks of your doubt. You must not entertain it. You must walk in certainty. Even if you cannot yet see the whole path, that is the bridge between this moment and the miracle. Faith is the only payment required. My child, my beloved, the divine treasury is not like earthly banks. It does not operate on scarcity or debt. It operates on eternal abundance. And right now, your name is glowing in the treasury records. The amount beside it is not something I am permitted to share in human numbers. But I will tell you this, it is more than enough. Not just to cover your needs, but to overflow into others. This blessing is not just provision, it's positioning, it's placement. It will put you in rooms that were once locked to you. It will bring you into conversations where people say, Where have they been all this time? And the answer will be simple. You were being hidden until heaven said you were ready. And now heaven is shouting, release it all. My child, my beloved, someone is going to question your miracle. They will try to figure out how it happened. They may say you don't deserve it, that you're not qualified, that you skipped the steps, but do not answer them. Do not explain yourself to people who didn't pray for you. Let your life speak. Let your elevation speak. Let the presence of God that surrounds this transfer be the only voice they hear. Because when heaven moves, no man can deny it. When the angels arrive, even the hardest hearts are silenced. That is what's coming. A moment so undeniable, so supernatural that all you'll be able to do is fall to your knees and whisper, thank you, my child, my beloved. You are now in the corridor of transition. You are no longer who you were, but not yet fully visible as who you are becoming. This is the most sensitive moment in your spiritual timeline. Do not rush it. Do not speak against it. Let the process finish. Because once this divine transfer enters your life, the silence will break. The emptiness will fill. And what felt like waiting will suddenly feel like protection. You will see it all clearly. But for now, rest in this certainty. Heaven has spoken. Your name has been approved. And nothing can stop what is already flying toward you. My child, my beloved, I am being instructed now to speak into a very quiet place within you. A place even you don't visit often. The place where hope feels fragile. The part of your soul where you've hidden your most sacred dreams because too many times before they've been met with silence, with delay, or with the kind of pain that doesn't leave visible wounds, but leaves the heart trembling. But let me say something to that place right now. I am not just speaking to your conscious mind. I am speaking to the parts of you that were never fully believed. The part of you that once looked at the stars and said, will it ever happen for me? And the answer from heaven is coming now. Yes. Yes, beloved, it will. And it's already on the way. The divine transfer that was just approved is not only financial, it is emotional, it is spiritual, it is redemptive. It is touching every part of your existence that once felt forgotten and making it sing again. My child, my beloved, I am being instructed now to speak into a very quiet place within you. A place even you don't visit often. The place where hope feels fragile. The part of your soul where you've hidden your most sacred dreams because too many times before they've been met with silence, with delay, or with the kind of pain that doesn't leave visible wounds, but leaves the heart trembling. But let me say something to that place right now. I am not just speaking to your conscious mind. I am speaking to the parts of you that were never fully believed. The part of you that once looked at the stars and said, will it ever happen for me? And the answer from heaven is coming now. Yes. Yes, beloved, it will. And it's already on the way. The divine transfer that was just approved is not only financial, it is emotional, it is spiritual, it is redemptive. It is touching every part of your existence that once felt forgotten and making it sing again. My child, my beloved, your life is about to shock the very people who once whispered they'll never make it. Not out of revenge, but as divine evidence. Because heaven is not in the business of proving people wrong. It is in the business of proving that God is faithful. And your story is about to become the proof. They will see the shift in you. They will feel the glow around you. They will notice how things just start to align for you. How doors open before you even knock. And when they ask how it happened, you won't say you manipulated. You won't say you hustled. You'll simply say heaven remembered me. Because it has. And no earthly timeline. No past mistake, no loss, no delay, no betrayal can block what has already been sealed in your favor. My child, my beloved, I am seeing a light descending. It is hovering, golden, steady, gentle, and sure. That light is resting now above your home. That is not poetry. It is spiritual reality because a visitation is scheduled. Yes, beloved, you are about to receive encounters in dreams, in signs, in conversations where someone says something and you will feel chills because your spirit will recognize it as heaven speaking through human mouths. Do not dismiss those moments. They are confirmations. I will be moving through them. That is why you are feeling a shift even as you read this. That is why your heart is racing. Why your skin may feel electric. Why your atmosphere feels suddenly weightless. The presence of God is near. And the closer it gets, the more your soul will begin to remember what it once knew. That you are not ordinary. You are a chosen one, a vessel of divine purpose. And this blessing that is arriving isn't luck. It is the return of what was written about you before your first breath. My child, my beloved, the angels assigned to your life have not been sitting idle. They've been fighting battles you couldn't see, clearing paths that were tangled with opposition, removing people and circumstances that had the power to delay you indefinitely. And now that the path is open, they are bringing what they've been holding on to with trembling hands. A package of divine compensation. Inside it are things no bank can issue. Favor, peace, restoration, clarity, protection, joy, health, wealth, and revelation. And this delivery comes with one condition. You must not hand it away through disbelief. The moment you say, maybe not for me, you begin to close the door to the miracle. So speak differently now. Talk like someone who knows heaven is backing you. Move like someone who expects goodness to chase them. Act like the divine transfer is already in your account because in the spirit it is. My child, my beloved, someone will try to re-enter your life the moment this miracle becomes visible. Their timing will feel suspicious and rightly so. They are not returning because they missed you. They are returning because they can feel the spiritual fire beginning to build around your destiny. They can't name it, but they sense it. They'll call it a feeling. But it's actually the trembling of the atmosphere around you, and it is making the unseen visible. Do not allow old voices to enter this new season. God removed them for a reason. This miracle is not a performance. It's a prophecy. And the people who didn't respect your silence do not deserve a seat at your celebration. Be wise, beloved. Be strong. You don't need to explain what God is doing. The evidence will speak for itself. Just protect the atmosphere long enough for the full miracle to land. My child, my beloved, I will now reveal what many never hear. There is a moment, a single moment in a chosen soul's life where heaven releases the culmination of many unanswered prayers all at once. That moment is now. This is not just about what you've asked recently. This is about what you asked 5 years ago and gave up on. What you whispered under your breath in a hospital waiting room. What you cried over silently at night when you were too tired to speak. All of it was collected, stored, weighed. And now with divine justice, it is being poured back into your life like rain. Only this time not as longing, but as fulfillment. You must be willing to hold what you thought you'd lost. You must be willing to receive what once seemed impossible. Because in this realm, this present spiritual moment, nothing is too far gone. My child, my beloved, I have been given permission to tell you this. If you remain open through the next few days, the transfer will begin in ways you never expected. You may get a message, an opportunity, a phone call, or even a moment of stillness where a deep peace wraps around you so strong it makes you weep. That is not random. That is release. That is the point where the miracle begins to seep through the spiritual veil and touch your physical world. You will know it by the way your heart feels calm in the middle of chaos. By the way, strangers begin to favor you without explanation. By the way, resistance breaks without force. When that begins to happen, thank God immediately. It means the file with your name on it has reached Earth's edge, and nothing can stop it now.